Hi everyone. Hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. I just turn on my. I gotta turn it over to here. Hey, nice to see some of my YouTube people here tonight. And I forgot one thing. And I don't need it. Okay, so as I mentioned, new people here is what I'm basically doing is on Wednesday nights, I'm doing the mediumship parts. I'll be bringing in past loved ones. And then I'll set another date just to do the regular reads. So I'll be doing two a week. So hopefully that's okay. So anyway, and the reason for it is because I just felt switching between the two was just kind of hard on me, and so I figured if I just stuck on one topic, that'd be much better for me to handle. Oh, today's already April the 9th. Geez, time goes by. Okay. So, well, Mama is back. All right, Donna. Hi, Leslie. I'm just seeing. I'm so sorry to hear that, Evelyn. I had another lady come in whose husband passed away 3 weeks ago. I'll see if I'll get him. I'll just come back to you. Sometimes takes a little bit of time for me to get spirits that quickly passed. Yeah. There's a lot more. I keep forgetting that there's more messages on the bottom. Anyway, hello everybody. Okay, so let's go back to the top. This lady here. Evelyn McDonald. Okay, so. There's kind of like 3 spirits, and I think what they are is just letting you know that he's around by other family members. Because I got it's like his mother that's kind of standing over him. Then I got another lady that's standing onto the other side of him. And I always see little kids. They're always there. We always have little kids around us. So the first message I get from him is to let you know that he passed without pain. It's kind of like he was standing in wherever you guys were, and he's just watching his own body die. And he just wanted to do that just so that he wanted to let everybody know that he's okay. Like I said, he's kind of in and out, so it's within 3 weeks or so. Sometimes it's tough to hear them. He wants you to know that See, every once in a while, in through your grieving or whatnot, you may feel that he actually holds your hand. Um, so it's like the more you think of him, the more he's talking to you. And it's kind of a weird feeling from him, kind of like feeling of not being in the place he's used to. But in the end, he says, I definitely died too soon. He says I should have stayed longer to help everything else. Certainly with family members and that, because he understands a lot of stress he went through when he passed, especially stuff, like um, money and people asking, what's going on and that. And he just really wants you to find some time by yourself. He says, go out for a walk. Just says, don't be so bombarded by everybody that's around you. Because he knows, that you're being very stoic and, a lot of people rely on you. But he says a lot of people don't know that you also suffer as well. And sometimes they forget that. So he really wants you to take some time out and, be by yourself and go outside and take a walk, and he'll walk beside you as you do and talk to you as much as he can. Yes, that's him moving things in the house. Just letting you know that he's around. And he also says, you don't need to keep stuff that's his other than the stuff you like to keep. But he says, give the rest to other people that can use it, like his clothes and stuff like that. Some reason I hear a doorbell. I don't know why I hear a doorbell, but anyway. So he's just here to let you know that he's with family. He's happy. He's recovering. And he's eating lots of food, so he's being healthy. Anyway, that's all he has for you. Evelyn, I hope that helps you. Thanks for coming. DD. And Lisa McQuinn. Oh yeah. The first thing I'm kind of seeing from her as she comes in is that it's like she's patting her head, almost like, she says, all that stuff that was gone is now back, and that, she's back to being, she's back to being beautiful. She says it's like, with the body being taking away stuff and losing, parts of your skin and whatnot, and just as it's, getting old, when you cross over, your body returns back to what it beautifully was back when you were a kid. But she still likes to sit in the sits beside you and laughs, and if you thinking or talking about memories of her, and then she'd sit beside you and she'd laugh as she hears it, and though you may not hear it, but she's enjoying the memories as you think of her. But she also wants you to know that she misses family. She misses you. There's a lot of things, even when you cross over, it's like a different world, and it's a happier world. However, you miss what you left. So it's kind of like watching a TV series, and all of a sudden you have to wait three years to get the next series, and then it's just you miss that series. It's the same as when you pass over. have some ice cream on me. Yeah. She's also helping you move forward and saying words to you. And I often tell people, if you sit there and you suddenly think of somebody for no apparent reason, it's because they're talking to you. So it says, think in the light, smile, and listen to your mind, and you will be safe and you'll be happy. She says, take care, and she just walked away. Anyway, so that's all I got for you. Teresa Telgan. Okay. Message from my husband. Yeah, the first thing I'm kind of getting from him is like he's still with you and where you're living. He takes care of the kids and whatnot, but I just get the feeling that there might be a little either turmoil now or that's coming, and he's going to not very happy about it. But he's kind of mentioning to me that as it comes in, is you're going to have to be very logical and don't let your emotions get involved. So I'm not quite sure what this turmoil is, because he's just saying that you're just going to be pulled into a fight or discussions that you really don't want to be into it. But he says in the end, he says, again, if you just be logical and use your strength, and you'll be able to go through it with no problem. He's wanting to, he says he massages your back every once in a while because there's a bit of, maybe a little bit of issues there, but he just wants to give you some energy and some love to deal with certain parts that are sore. But he says your grandma's a lot better at it than he is because he's a male, and males, we do it for 30 seconds, then give up. We're just that type of people, right? Yeah, so he says over the next 6 months, he says you're going to have up and downs with money. So save it and don't give it to anybody. Maybe that's what the conflict is going to be. Other than that, he says you should be okay. And if need be, just sell stuff, house or his stuff to get some money or whatever. But he says in the end, he says you're going to be okay. Just don't give money to people. Says you need the money to go to the end of your life, then whatever's left over, then other people who want the money can have it then. I don't know. It shows me a big steak he's eating. I don't know. I'm sure that's meant for you. Anyway, hope that helps. Take care. Okay. Brianna. Oops. Oh, wrong one. Brianna Bunzel. Um, Now I see a guy who's pretty. He's got a big smile on his face and probably pretty uh, humorous. Um, or at least likes to, likes to talk and have fun with people. I don't really see him as like being a party guy, but just like being around people. Um, so the one thing he's letting you know is that um, nowadays he's past. He's giving you a lot of energy and a lot of stuff that he was not able to do when he was alive for you. Um, it says the dimes that are around the house are for him to let you know that he's there and to show you he still has a lot of love for you. Um, Certainly, there's a spirits love shoes for some reason, but he's just mentioning there's a pile of shoes that need to be sorted out. They're annoying him. Um, but he remembers when you're long enough that you could sit on his knee, and now that you're too old, and now he's too old, and but he's also watching. He's going to watch over the kids. So as they come, he says he's going to be very happy to take care of them and play with them and make sure that they annoy you when they can. So he's just going to teach them um, what's the best way to annoy you and when to do it. Um, anyway, so that's what grandfathers are for. He loves you. He's very proud of you. Um, he knows there are times when you go through some tough times, and he's going to support you, whether now or in the future. So always remember that he's going to be there. But don't let people drag you in a direction you're not supposed to go. Be strong. Even through hard times, be strong. And find somebody to talk to you can trust. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I'm going to go back down because I do this all the time where I sit at the top. Um, Okay, Susie Crawford. Sorry for not using your middle name. From my mom. So the first thing she's coming in and she's like looking at your kitchen and just is saying that it's not properly organized. It's not the way she would have it. But she says it's your place. So she's just going to sit there and complain about it. So, she smiles and gives you a big hug and lets you know that, when you go to bed and you're tired and whatnot, that she'll come into bed and she'll give you a big hug and help you go to sleep. She says she knows your mind is full of stuff in the day and, work and whatever else is coming in. And there's also other stuff in there that's just pure crap. But she says in the end, she says that she likes to help you de-stress and talk to you about things that you have nobody else to talk to about. Um, Don't know why she's showing kids coming. Maybe they're future kids, I'm not sure. But anyway, she's got 2 kids that she says are coming. She has one kid to the side of her that is lost or is still in the family, but somebody lost it. Or perhaps just never had it. So she's kind of indicating that as kids come, this one that is lost will come back into the family as being reborn by somebody into somebody else. So even though that you feel that that kid is lost and you may be grieving it or whatnot, that kid would be coming back to be part of the family. Anyways, she misses everybody. She misses, the hugging and the touching, and to be able to sit at the table with all the family members and just discuss stuff. But she's also happy and proud that you were part of her family. As much as you learned from her, she learned from you. And so she's grateful for that. And, when you cross over, she says they'll be there and meeting you. And then we'll start doing things that we're supposed to do. And she says you'll come over and then join forces, and we'll help the family as they stay here, and we'll come and help them. So anyway, so she says, enjoy the rest of your life. And don't worry about stuff, and don't worry about people who have passed. We're all happy. And if you're grieving, just think about it. Think that they're happy, and you won't grieve too much in the negative way. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Let's try this one. So I love to hear from my dad. Okay, so the name. I take names down because I don't know who I've read, so I don't want to read somebody twice. So what can I say? I don't have my wife here to tell me which one I've already read. Anyway, I don't know why I'm seeing this. I see him in the car with you. But I'm also getting the feeling that there's something with the car that you need to be repaired, or you may have to look at, or perhaps you might think of, changing it. I don't know why. I just get the feeling, or he's giving me the feeling that maybe the next year or so that you may have to replace it, or at least get a family member to look at it and see if they can replace it. So he really likes to sit on the TV and watch people as they watch shows. He's hoping that he likes to sit on his chair. And he's also letting you know that he walks up and down the stairs when you guys are asleep, or down the hallway, simply because he's there to protect you. And he's just trying to figure out ways how to fix your house. Or at least getting the message to somebody what to fix. And I think he's joking about that because, usually what spirits do is they pull us out of our bodies. They take us to the other side, and then they travel with us or show us things or whatnot. So what he showed me may have been something of him being protective when he was alive. in the end, though, he says that he plays with kids, plays with the thermostat. So it might be your heat might go up and down. And at times says, really to I guess to annoy people, is that he'll sometimes crawl into bed right between the two of you, and just laughs. Anyway, says you take care, and just let you know he'll always be there. So if you ask questions, then you'll hear from him. Okay. Anyway, he said goodbye. Take care. Okay, Jennifer, I don't think I'm going to even try to say your last name. So I'm going to call you Jennifer Ross. And the reason I won't try is because when I had my stroke, I've had an issue speaking or talking properly. So I would probably mess it up pretty badly. Enunciating, I think, is what they say. I've never been good at that, so especially after my stroke. Okay, so the two people I see that's around you, we have a grandmother that's there. There's the gentleman that's there. There's another gentleman that's there. So I think there's the grandmother. There's the grandfather. I think perhaps your brother. There's another one there. I'm not quite sure who that is. Kind of a little distant, but anyway. So your grandmother is saying that so your grandmother's saying that the part of your life that you've been going up and down will come to an end soon. There's just things that she says that part of life that we learn from. So chaos or issues are part of our learning. It's our learning process, and we learn through these kind of lessons and how to deal with it the next time and then through the next life. But she says in the next little while that the issues you're going through will soon come to an end because you'll take control of it. But she says, there's 6 months past that, you're going to have a real fun time in your life, and she's going to make sure that you have the people around you that's going to help you with that part. Your brother, however, says that his job as a brother is to annoy you, and he's going to continue to do that. So usually what they do is they will poke you in the ear, so you might feel like there's mosquitoes in your ear or the back of the head when they bug you there. Leave drawers open, so you have to keep closing them all the time. And just do little stupid things. He's saying that he likes to make your pictures crooked. So he's just being a little pain in the ass. At the same time, though, he says that he really misses the physical part of you, but he still has the loving part of you. And he still sends you love. So he says whenever you're out of energy, he'll give you a bit of energy so you get that second burst of energy, just so that you can continue what you're supposed to do. Somebody in your family is showing me standing there or running down like a field with 2 dogs. So I don't know who that is. It says stop breaking suddenly. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope that helps. Take care. Okay, so for you guys that are new here, we're doing mediumship reads tonight. So if you have somebody you would like to connect to, just post it with their name or whatever, and or the relationship, and if I get you, then I'll bring in your past loved one. I don't know yet. I believe that tomorrow night is probably the night I will be doing regular reads. I'm still trying to figure out a night, but definitely tomorrow night we'll be doing. I believe we'll be doing. No. I have a read at 7. I'll post it when we figure out a night. So Alicia Bunting. So so the first thing I see is her kind of sitting at the table with you, almost like you're 20 or so, kind of discussing your life and how you're going to go forward. It's almost like she's trying to get you to not do something or move in a different way that she thought would be beneficial for you, and in the end you listened to her and you moved in a good way. She says that the two of you have been together in past lives. There's a very strong connection between the two of you. And she's very happy for you and the way your life has gone. She says there's been ups and downs like any other one, but I think she thinks you've kind of found the area where your maturity has hit the wisdom. So you're able to do things with people or judge people or allow your intuition to judge people. So she really wants really wants you to look in the mirror and realize that you are in a good place in life, and that it is time for you to be happy. And you've succeeded in the things you want to do. Now she wants you to make a bucket list so you can continue on for the things you want to do and accomplish. And it doesn't have to be with the help of anybody else. This could be all just your projects. It's your path. So find the things you've always wanted to do and just do it. In the end, though, she says she loves you very much, and she's very grateful for you for helping and for being there with her when she crossed over. At least in spirit, if you weren't there. So she hugs you every night before you go to bed. So just wants you to take care. Okay. So that's all I have for you, Alicia Bunting. Yeah. Let's keep going down. Yeah. And just, not from our site. Or are you just talking about blocked spiritually? Well, let's give it a try. Tammy Longmere. Okay, so I see what a person is calling him his brother, and I'm seeing other brothers beside him. So he's kind of saying, yes, we are all together. Well, there's three. It's like there's three of them there. You also see a grandmother that's standing there, and it's kind of like her arms crossed and says, I am in charge of these three. Again, if there's only two, it could be the other one is just somebody that was supposed to be there. Anyway, so yeah, your brother saying is that he came through. Well, he's coming through just to let you know that just to confirm that he is still around you. Says there are 7 of us in your house. So a lot of family members in your house, and he's one of them. It's almost like though he's still kind of trying to figure out where he is. He's probably been past a while, but I just see him like it's like on your couch. I just see him running and jumping on the couch and actually jumping on you. I'm just sitting there watching the TV with you and saying, yeah, it's so nice to be with my sister. He says, you've always been the one that's helped him. But now that he's gone, now he's helping you. So be prepared for him to help you in different directions or different things you're doing. I don't know if he's doing it or not, but it's almost like he's rummaging through your food in your fridge and eating some of it. So I don't know if that's what he used to do or not, but no, he says, I'm happy here. Like I said, he's got his other brothers, he's got his grandmother, his grandfather, and he says they're all taking care of each other and they're all watching you very carefully. And he says, we have meetings every Friday just to talk about what the hell to do with you. But he just laughs. He says, not really. He says, we watch all that we love and we help all that we love with pure love. So he says, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Let's see. Okay. Listen, let. Eh. Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to come in. I've got a grandmother for you, and she's saying that yeah, they know his birthday's coming up, and they're making a cake for him because he's asking for a cake. So yes, they're making a cake for him because he's a bit spoiled. And the father just came in. He says, "I'm not spoiled." He just laughs and says, "Don't worry. For my birthday, I'll be standing right beside you, and when you have that chocolate cake, I'm going to be having a piece of it as well." But he says it doesn't have to be chocolate cake. It's whatever you like, and then he'll eat it, and just don't make the stuff that he doesn't like, and then he'll be happy. So he says, in other words, make the cakes he likes. And your grandma says, "Yeah, make the cake yourself." And then rolls her eyes. Anyway, he says, you don't have to do anything for my birthday. He says, he'll be there, and he's just, he's glad some people will remember that, and he's just, with everybody else and their birthdays, he's always there. So whatever happens in the family, he'll always be there. So if you wish to honor his birthday, he says, and then go for it. He'd be more than happy for it. It doesn't have to be a big one, though. There's other things that are on your mind right now. Says there's a few people in your life right now that you're going to have to tell them to stop annoying you, almost push them away. And it's almost a feeling that these are people that, or somebody that's, I'm not sure if they're asking for money or they're stressing you about something when it comes to a building or something. I don't quite see it. But anyway, stand your ground. And he says, watch what you eat. Says, watch the amount of sugar you're having. Take a break, go for a walk. Because you'll be around for a long time. So you're going to want to be able to walk. And when you do pass, he says, I'll be there. I'm always there. Says, I may have been around for you all the time in your life, but now he's passed, he'll be with you all the time. Anyway, so that's all he has for you. Hope that helps. Tash Buxton, they're always following you. They are eternal to you. So your mom's always with you 24/7. Your dad, it's up to him if he wants to be around you that much, but your mother will never leave you. Okay, so this one. I would love to hear from my dad. Okay, so just remind everybody, if you're interested in getting a like a full read. These are only 5-minute reads, but if you're interested in getting full read to connect to your past loved ones in more time, then just give us an email or contact us through. If you go to www.whisperingsouls.ca, our email address is there. So just email us, and my wife will be more than happy to set you up. Anyway, so hear from my dad. Just taking a few minutes there. For some reason, I'm seeing a white and black dog sitting there. It's almost like he's waiting for him. Anyway, so your grandmother is saying that for you in your life, she says, over the next little while, there's going to be some education heading your way. And it's going to be a good thing to do to have this education, because it'll help you either in career-wise or moving forward with projects. But it's feeling that this will pop up, and you may decide, I'm going to take this to learn to make me move a bit further in whatever you're doing. Your dad just came here and he's out of breath, so I don't know if he passed with something of being out of breath or not. But he has a big smile, and he sees me a patio door, and it's like there's a bird that flitters around it, almost like a hummingbird. And he's just saying that he does this. And he's just there, he wants to show you that how free he is. He says that's not a real bird, that's a spiritual bird that you're seeing. So it's probably flitting around every once in a while and then just disappears. So he also likes to sit out in the sun, or like to, and just, I think in the end he couldn't, and he kind of missed that. But he says more than missing that, he misses you. Says he misses how you loved them, but also how you irritated him. Simply because the irritation, he says, is he liked the irritation because it meant that you loved him. But in the other way, he says, people argue amongst each other, and arguments can either be two ways. It could be out of love, or they could be out of hate. And he knows yours were out of love. So he says, over the next 6 months, you're going to have some family celebrations, or somebody that's going to get pregnant. There's somebody that will find a new boyfriend. They'll be very happy, and the family will grow, and people in the family will be happy. There'll be one person that won't be happy. But he says, you know what you do? You just say, oh, so what? Because you don't have to like family members. If you don't like them, just tell them to go away. Also, he's taking care of your mother. He knows that she still thinks of him, and she's still stubborn. Anyway, so he's moving on, and so I hope that helped. Okay. Donna. So, Donna help. I can't pronounce the last name either. So. Okay, so so the first thing I got is your grandmother, who's kind of looking at me and saying, I want you to know he's doing very well. You know, she's taking care of him when he crossed over. And she's basically saying that he's been a pain in the ass ever since he moved over. Says he hasn't lost his personality, so but it's like he's just wanting to try everything. So Larry says that he is definitely in your house. He's definitely been talking to you. And the way spirits talk to us is that we have what I call, we're all connected by tubes. So 24/7, we're talking to each other through tubes. It's almost like I call it spiritual internet. So he talks to people through these tubes, and he's talking to you, but what we receive in these tubes are in our voice, so we have to kind of translate them. But he says that he often talks to you when you're water, which is usually having a shower or whatnot, because that's when energy can be sent more, or you can understand a lot more. So he says that he will send you messages and thoughts and so forth, and he wants you to tell the rest of the family that he's doing very well. He asked, when he crossed over, there was no pain, and he wanted to know everybody that he saw them when they said goodbye. He says there's not a single person that didn't say goodbye to him. Even though some people think they did not say goodbye to him, they actually did. He says you don't have to say it out loud. You just say it in your mind or in that spiritual internet, and says you'll get it. Still likes to put his feet up on your coffee table. But he says that you're so surrounded by family members that you don't even realize how well protected you are. And he's one of them. He says right now there's 6 of them. And they surround you in pure love and pure light. And so he says, when you hit that spot where you're angry or where you're depressed or whatnot, just think of us and realize that you're surrounded by people who will protect you. So just smile and move forward. Anyway, he just wants you to know that that's all he wanted you to know. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that helped in some way. Okay, everyone, that's it for tonight. Getting drained out. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and see you next week, and see you in the other one that's coming up. Talk to you later. Bye.